Is this painting a divine vision of paradise or a reflective commentary on the human condition? Let's explore the mysteries of the Garden of Earthly Delights by Hieronymus Bosch, one of the most iconic works of the Northern Renaissance. Hieronymus Bosch's The Garden of Earthly Delights, painted between 1490 and 1510, is a complex and thought-provoking triptych that has intrigued audiences and scholars for centuries. With its three-panel structure, common for religious works of the time, Bosch presents a visionary narrative. Now housed at Madrid's Museo del Prado, this masterpiece captivates viewers with its dense symbolism, artistic innovation, and enigmatic subject matter. Moving from the innocence of paradise to a more chaotic and surreal vision, the painting offers deep insight into the human experience and questions about morality and free will. Central to the analysis is the key question: what was Bosch attempting to communicate? Some interpret the work as a reflection on the temptations of earthly life, while others view it as an allegory of human behavior and choice. As we explore the triptych's panels, we will unravel the possible meanings behind Bosch's visionary world and contextualize the painting within the broader historical framework of the time. The exterior panels, creation of the world. The exterior of the triptych, painted in subdued tones of green and grey, contrasts starkly with the vibrant interior. It depicts the world during the process of creation, with some scholars suggesting that it portrays the third day of creation, when plant life emerged, but before the creation of animals and humans. God is presented as a distant figure, observing the newly formed earth, which introduces a sense of divine omnipresence. The muted tones and minimalist design create a visual metaphor for the orderly, unformed world, inviting the viewer into the more colourful, symbolic narrative unfolding inside. The exterior's stark simplicity is a prelude to the intricate, surreal imagery that awaits. The left panel, the Garden of Eden. Upon opening the triptych, we are introduced to the Garden of Eden, where Bosch illustrates the moment God introduces Eve to Adam. The peaceful, verdant paradise is populated by both familiar and fantastical creatures, combining elements from European accounts of foreign lands with Bosch's own imaginative creations. The scene embodies a moment of harmony between humans, animals, and divine presence. Subtle indications of future discord are present, however. The serpent entwined in a tree suggests the inevitable fall from grace. Additionally, Eve's posture has been interpreted as symbolic of the vulnerabilities that lie ahead. While the scene is idyllic, it hints at the fragility of paradise and the impending transition from innocence to knowledge. The center panel, the Garden of Earthly Delights. The central panel, from which the painting derives its modern title, presents an expansive and enigmatic landscape filled with figures engaging in what appears to be unrestrained enjoyment. Lush greenery, oversized fruits, and strange creatures fill the scene, contributing to its dreamlike, fantastical atmosphere. This scene invites multiple interpretations. Some suggest that the oversized fruits symbolize fleeting desires or indulgences, while others view the panel as a reflection of humanity before the fall, where pleasure and innocence can coexist. The lack of children and elderly figures hints at a focus on the present, transient moment, leading some to question whether Bosch is warning against or celebrating such behaviour. The central panel's surreal quality, with its strange hybrid creatures and bizarre scenes, has sparked speculation about Bosch's influences. Some have suggested connections to mysticism or esoteric traditions, though there is no conclusive evidence to support these claims. The right panel. Hell. The right panel, in sharp contrast to the central one, represents a hellish nightmare. In this vision of punishment, humans are subjected to grotesque torments, with musical instruments, often associated with sensuality, now transformed into tools of torture. The imagery here is dark and haunting, a powerful counterpart to the pleasures of the central panel. One of the most debated figures in this panel is the tree man, whose hollow body contains a tavern-like setting. Scholars continue to debate its meaning, with some viewing it as a representation of the frailty of the human body or the consequences of sin. Others speculate that it may even be a self-portrait of Bosch, observing the chaos around him. Bosch's depiction of hell serves as a stark contrast to the indulgence of the central panel, illustrating the potential consequences of excess and earthly temptation. The interpretation of the Garden of Earthly Delights has varied greatly over time. For some, the painting is a clear moralistic warning about the dangers of succumbing to temptation. The central panel's scenes of indulgence, devoid of divine presence, may represent humanity acting without guidance, potentially leading to the torments depicted in the right panel. For others, Bosch's work is more philosophical, reflecting the complexities of human free will and the consequences of choices made without consideration for the spiritual. Another interpretation focuses on Bosch's representation of an alternative view of paradise, what the world might have been like had humanity never fallen from grace. In this view, the central panel depicts a time when innocence and pleasure could exist without sin or corruption. The Garden of Earthly Delights remains one of the most influential works in Western art. Its surreal, imaginative scenes have inspired generations of artists, including the surrealists of the 20th century. The painting captures the tensions of its time, bridging the medieval worldview with the emerging Renaissance focus on individualism and philosophical inquiry. Bosch's work challenges viewers to contemplate human nature, the passage of time, and the consequences of choice. It resists simple interpretation, instead offering a complex, multi-layered commentary on the human condition that remains relevant centuries after its creation. In conclusion, the Garden of Earthly Delights continues to mystify and captivate audiences centuries after its creation. Hieronymus Bosch, with his unique blend of imagination and symbolism, created a masterpiece that reflects the complexities of the human condition. Through its 3 panels, we see a journey from the purity of paradise to the excesses of earthly pleasure, and finally, to the nightmarish consequences of sin. Bosch presents a world where free will reigns. Humans indulge in their desires, but with every action comes a consequence, as vividly illustrated in the hellish landscape of the right panel. Whether interpreted as a moral warning or an exploration of human freedom, the Garden of Earthly Delights invites us to reflect on our own lives. The painting doesn't offer clear answers, but instead provokes questions. Are we, like the figures in the central panel, so absorbed in momentary pleasures that we lose sight of the broader implications of our choices? Or is this Bosch's vision of what paradise might have looked like if humanity had not fallen? Bosch's work transcends its time, bridging medieval fears and Renaissance thought, and reminding us that the human struggle between innocence, indulgence, and morality is timeless. Ultimately, the Garden of Earthly Delights leaves us with more questions than answers, urging us to ponder the mysteries of life, the complexity of human desire, and the nature of spiritual consequence. As we step back from Bosch's mesmerizing world, we are reminded of the delicate balance between joy and suffering, creation and destruction, innocence and corruption. In the end, it is this eternal tension that makes Bosch's masterpiece both enigmatic and endlessly relevant. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more in-depth explorations of the world's greatest works of art.